Happy day! Thank you for visiting Synchronicity Sagas, where numbers weave through real life in ways that are weird, wild, and sometimes so ordinary you'd miss the message if you weren't paying attention. I'm Miriam, your numerology nerd, and cosmic hype woman. And I'm sitting down with real people, real stories, and real numbers to uncover the patterns that shape our lives. Because let's be real, coincidences are just lazy synchronicities waiting to be noticed. And once you see the pattern, that's where the magic kicks in. So let's get into it. Today we hear from Rainy.
On captions, but that doesn't mean it's going to pick up captions great. It sometimes may say
Yeah.
words differently than what we are saying. Okay, let's close that out. And we are officially recording. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
I already were
I'll
like
go
kind
by Rainy.
of pre-recorded.
No, I'll go by Rainy for now.
For rating?
Mhm.
Perfect. How do you spell that?
Rainy.
Okay, perfect. That's how I wrote it. Good. Sometimes there's an IE. Perfect. Green. Alrighty. So I already pre-recorded a little something saying, hey, this is the Synchronicity Sagas, blah, blah, blah. But still, hi, this is the Synchronicity Sagas, blah, blah, blah. Today, we're going to be talking with Rainy. We're going to be going into whatever we end up going into. This is a conversation, and we're kind of just seeing how numbers have shown up. Right now, it is 11:09 a.m. my time. Rainy. Okay. 11:09 my time. So hi. Introduce yourself.
Hi there. I'm Rainy. Just started my new channel, Treetop Mystic 444. And kind of like I mentioned, Miriam here was sort of like the last straw for me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put myself out there, terrified, freaking out, and I went ahead and I did it. But yeah, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm almost talking to a celebrity. Yeah. I don't know where to start. I guess we'll just maybe. I don't know. You, you asked me. I don't know, like where to kind of start or like where I'm at right now. So maybe the present. It makes me uncomfortable, but I guess the present is okay.
Okay, let's start with the present. Let's see. I have 2 questions to choose from, so I like to read them and fill it out to see before I. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna read it. I actually might just ask both of these separately though, because I tend to forget. Like if somebody asks me multiple questions, I will forget which one to answer. So feel free to ramble as you ramble, because that most likely other people are hearing this. It's 11:11 a.m. by the way, as I'm saying this, and my phone just went off, so somebody probably just texted me saying it's 11:11 because I'm the number person. Anyway, so other people may be hearing this, and you might just be, as you know, being a conduit. So right now, what is a theme or lesson that keeps repeating in your life right now?
Mm. Right now, a lot of surrendering and self-love.
Mm-hmm.
It's, ugh, that's what it feels like. Nasty. Just nasty work.
Nasty.
Dark work.
Nasty.
But
So your 7 life path.
yeah.
So like the nitty gritty is kind of like one of your things. Like to me, 7 reminds me of Scorpio energy. Very much taboo, darkness, the occult, the spiritual, the faith, the analytical as well. Like there's a lot of science with the spirituality there. It really has to prove itself to you. And you also have a 4 attitude. That 4 attitude is something about you tend to do the hard things pretty easily. People kind of expect that of you. They're not really surprised whenever you do hard things because you just are good at stuff.
Sorry, I know the lag. No, how does that manifest in you? The 4 attitude.
In similar ways, honestly. 4 is kind of pretty across the board, like wanting to make sure that there's a good foundation with stuff. There's like perfectionism a lot of times too. So there may be a lot of negative self-talk where you have to be perfect. So that's kind of how the reason why I started the channel the way that I did now is because I've always been like, let me overproduce it. Let me make sure it's this. Let me make sure it's all of these things. And then every time I have to do the thing, I have to make sure it's all of those things. And I have a job to do. And now I'm letting my pride and my ego get in the way. And so after a while, like my need to look a certain type of way kind of got taken away from me from being sick, honestly. So I had no choice but to be humbled and be like, you look good, girl. Chill out. Chill out. And then also self-love, surrendering. So, I don't know where I'm going. I've started rambling, guys. All right.
No, it's lovely. It's my favorite.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a little top hat. So I'm not bragging. I'm just letting you know.
I feel just want to get that out there. I feel so narcissistic. Sometimes wanting to bounce off like back to you because I don't want to bulldoze the whole conversation, and I feel like I don't know when to reel myself back in. So then like a lot of times I'm like I want to add on. I know how you're feeling, kind of, but then I just want to
lag is here. Like the fact that the lag is here makes it so hard because like I know we'd be like and like still able to hear each other as we talk and like still have this like and then and it'd be a while. It'd be fun. It'd be great. So yeah, I mean, still, I think the way that this one records is that it still records your side. But I mean, please, I feel the same way. Interrupt me. There's a reason why we're connected. Yeah. All right. Like you're allowed. You're safe. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, and I'm hanging up. She's so rude, hanging up.
Okay.
What's your cycle?
Yeah.
What's the theme lesson that's repeating in your life right
now? Self-love, surrender.
And you said it's icky, nasty. It's dark, nasty, right?
It feels, like dark, nasty work because it is, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean,
no, for sure.
It's supposed to be.
So there's stuff in there. You got to get the gunk out.
Yeah, it's
sometimes you got to clean out the sink.
I always say that thing from Rocky. The little guy that was training him, he'd be like, the basement, the stuff in the basement. And I was like, yeah, this is conscious. I gotta, clean that crap out.
Yeah, that's I do that. I usually say garage.
I like that.
Yeah. Because that's where like my family has always accumulated things. They just like that's storage. I'm like, that's not storage. Yeah. But I do it too. I fall into the habit. Breaking cycles.
It's scary. But it can be fun. Only some days, if you learn how to look at it in a certain way, or like a story.
Were you the Were you the type of kid who would like play in the mud?
Yeah. It was fun. It was nice. I loved the mud. I loved picking up the bricks and turning them over and finding like the slugs and stuff. And I loved putting my hands in the dirt. I love digging. Just sometimes for no reason, I would ask my mom, like, I really want the gardening, whatever, to just dig and see what I find, or just stick my hands in there in the cold. It's nice. But yeah.
I mean, you're hearing what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're hearing that.
But
Yeah.
there's a lot of self-hatred though, obviously.
Yeah. That's the brick. You're turning over that brick. It's still dark under there. The slugs are still sticky and slimy.
Yeah. That's beautiful. No, because you talk like my dad. Like he'll listen and then he'll take what I'm saying, kind of turn it into a story. And it makes me feel closer to people when they can do that. Yeah. Anyway.
That's very validating. Thank you. My ego is going to be huge. Thank you. I do. I receive that. So thank you. I Let It Be. I love that song.
That one gets me. I think you talked about John in some of your videos.
Possibly. I kind of just, very possibly. Yeah. I talk about a lot of things that I don't remember. Imagine. Yeah, I do. I do sing a lot of the Beatles songs. I sing it a lot.
I rock with them.
Are there any signs or numbers or any synchronicities that you have?
I have a lot of numbers right now. 737, 444. Those are like the two main ones. I'm getting 609.
Mm-hmm.
333. 808. I have a lot. I always make a list. I have a lot of numbers, but yeah, those are the two main ones like right now for like extended period of time. 222, 737, 444. So yeah, I guess 3. I don't get it.
Good numbers. Good numbers.
I do, but I don't.
Yeah, no. That's Do you notice anything coming up whenever you are seeing them?
Oh, this goes off. The third eye. For sure.
Okay. And then how are you seeing them?
Physically. Like setting or like my emotions, like wow, I'm like when I catch them.
Yes.
At home, and on the road. I don't drive, but I like I like being in the car. It's soothing, it's relaxing, and I'm lucky to have someone right now who likes driving and they don't mind. So, yeah, I relax and I catch a lot of numbers. It feels like I can kind of, like I can hear myself a little clearer, but I don't like talking like this. I don't like it. I know it's the language of the universe and it feels good. It feels natural, but I hate it. I hate it. Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes you feel a little bit like the world is, it's like, all right, guys, it's like, it's just numbers. It's just not, but sometimes it's like, wait, I shouldn't know. I shouldn't be, it's hard not to feel crazy. honestly, when it's
Mm-hmm.
just like, okay, now and numbers are speaking to me. But quite literally,
Mm-hmm.
if whatever gets it to the point where, especially whenever we deal, it's 11:22 a.m. as I say this, whatever we have to do to get to the point where our heart feels comfortable and finds balance is what we have to do. Whatever the way our faith looks like is the way that our faith looks like. And a lot of times, everything within us is about the story that we tell ourselves. And if we're saying that the angels are speaking through us through numbers and people are going to say that we're crazy, then fine. I'd rather be crazy and happy than be stuck and terrified all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's scary.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. And see, it's a 222 for me, 1222. So, and I just
Oh,
told you that number. So, yay.
yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
that. No, see, the numbers always come in moments like this. It's they come in confirmation, and I feel it. But and then I get really scared. I want to resist that because I'm like, I don't know what this energy is. I don't know where it's coming from, and there's a lot that I need to work through, like in my body, physically, from trauma, from everything. So I'm like, no, I like spirit, but then I feel it. I'm like, nope, I don't know. I don't know what that is. That's foreign to me. I need
Exactly. You don't
time.
know. It's
Yeah.
unknown. You need to study.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. You're a 7. You need to analyze it and then have variables and do it in ways and then understand all these. And like you have to study it. Otherwise, you're not going to feel comfortable. There's still going to be fear around
Yeah,
it,
dude,
and that's just your
I'm so
nature.
excited. Like I said, I really I want to do. It is. I want to.
Well, you're a Sag,
I'm
so
happy
like
to say
Sag
that
is
I'm into
like
alchemy now.
adventure. I know. I heard that part, but Sages like they love
Wait,
adventure. They love going. What?
you're lagging a bit.
Yeah, I'm waiting here. I waited.
Oh, there you are. Okay, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Can't see.
Mhm.
Can you see me?
Okay. No.
I'm gone. I'm not a person. This is me from the
There
other
you are.
side of the
Okay.
internet.
There you are. I
Oh,
see
oh.
you.
I was being ethereal. It's fine.
You
It's
were
fine.
singing, yeah.
What were we even talking about?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah,
Something
that's
about
right. You're Sag. Sages love adventure.
I know.
I hate it.
That's why I'm
I
restless
don't
all
want
the
to.
time.
I want to know where the adventure is. They're just like, I'm over here, and it's a good. And that's the way it's meant to be for you. But it's also you still have like, but I still want to see how this thing is going to respond in all of those ways that you can be. So you are excited to go into the delving into the like you like the drops of the roller. You like a roller coaster. I don't know if you actually like roller coasters, but I could never love a
I
roller
know.
coaster. It's
I'm obsessed
craziness.
with
That's
them.
crazy. You shouldn't tell people that about yourself. You're sick. Yeah,
I know.
no. I don't like it, but that's why this life path is so good for you. A lot of Sages will also be 7. Sages are like also like the philosophers and all of that, and 7s are also like the philosophers and all of that. It's like you meant what you said when this soul was like, hey, you gonna really be thinking. And then you're gonna be like pulling back your bow and holding and holding and holding in tension until finally you have that shot with the strength behind it to get it done at that time because it takes wisdom and integrity, not just like filling out arrows. You have a job to do. You're on the hunt. You don't want to make the thing suffer. You know that you have to feed your people. Whatever. What? Anyway, I'm gonna drink some water.
No, I that makes sense to me. It feels crazy
Thank you.
though, um, hearing it from from you or from someone else saying specifically you have a job to do, that's nah, man, that's narcissistic. Like, who am I to think? Like,
No,
just because I feel
that's
it.
an ego right there. I'm interrupting you. That's an
Yeah,
ego. The ego, not the narcissist, the one that says, I'm a narcissist. Narcissists don't give a fuck about being a narcissist. They're going to go narcissize. You are so worried about using your power in the wrong way. You already have the sense of responsibility. You already have a moral code, and your moral compass points the way that it needs to. You are not working in darkness. Even whenever you do use dark magic, like, because everybody has dark magic. Like, you saying you're a narcissist, you're casting the spell of narcissism on yourself. Which you know, alchemy. Alchemize that shit. And even if you get that dark, nasty stuff, and you be alchemizing it. You love that fire stuff, fire energy. Sagittarius. Sagittarius in your fire. I have no fire in my chart. Can you tell I'm jealous? I'm so jealous.
You said you got a lot of water though, right? Or...
Yeah, water, air, and earth. But I have no major placements. I think I might have one Aries placement or something. Somewhere, but I don't know where. I'm very sweaty.
That's all right. I am too. Like I said, I love water though. Like, I know I'm fire, but I really, really, really love water. Like, that is my element. I thrive in it. I get my best ideas in the water. I get visions in the water.
For sure.
I heal in the water. I cry in the water. I love
water. Sagittarius love water energy. A lot of my friends are Sagittarius. If they're not Virgos, they're Sagittarius. Those are my best friends. Like, it's usually the case. It's just like those are those. I do have like my main who's like a sister to me is a Taurus, but that's basically just a baby Virgo. But Sagittarius are the one. I love the fire energy. I'm like, oh, I hate when you take me on an adventure, but I still let them take me on their adventures and have a good time.
Around Virgo.
Yeah. Why is that, I wonder?
That's judgmental. No, they feel a little dangerous to me, but I want to understand them differently, because I do like astrology too. So I want to not be so. Every time I hear Virgo, I'm like, what? That's horrible. That's mean.
You know what? No, but honestly, a lot of my life has been like the friends that I have don't like each other. I'm always friends with enemies. And I'm like, I can't hang out with y'all together because y'all hate each other. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just nobody's friend. I'm going home. I'm sleeping. I'm tired of y'all.
You try to be Switzerland.
But they're still cordial. They're cordial still. They're not like, but you know, your face will say it. Especially a Sag. And then you'll be like, what? The fuck? Just like out loud. Fires, flames, embers. They better not. They better tread lightly with you.
I don't like that about myself. That I actually really got good at a poker face for many years, but that was a trauma response. And then
hold on 1 second. Just so sorry. Hey guys, I'm recording right now. Hello. Mm-hmm. So sorry.
You're okay.
If you remember where you were at, please continue.
No, I just want to give you a second. Oh, my brain. Where was I?
You were saying what you don't like about yourself and how you don't like that about yourself.
No. But that.
I mean, that is what you said. But that is what you said, though.
No, I don't like that I'm readable, because I tried for a really long time to do the poker face, but I broke character at like 25, and then I couldn't really hide anymore. And then
you broke character. So funny.
Yeah.
25 is the time to do it.
Yeah. In the psych unit. That was fun.
Yeah. It's also a 2-5, which is a 7, which is your life path.
Mm.
Oh. And then also, if you're going to be a spiritual leader, nobody cares if you're a spiritual leader if you haven't gone a little bit crazy at least one time in your life. Because otherwise, you ain't really been through it. If you can't understand what those people are going through, that means you are not ready to heal them.
No, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I realize it's hard what I want to do, guide.
Mm-hmm.
Because then that means I saw a comment the other day, and I finally was able to have the words why it bothered me so much. It's on YouTube, and it was this dude. He was kind of explaining his story, and this other guy kind of cut him off, and he was like, "No, we're not doing that selling shit. Like, no, we're not. Sorry, I guess. I don't know how if I'm allowed to do that. I swear like a sailor, but I'm toning it down."
I curse all the time. Yeah, no, feel free.
But yeah,
I curse.
I know. But yeah, no, he cut him off, and he was like, "We're not doing that self-blaming stuff." And a lot of people in the comments agreed. They were like, "Oh, like Buddy was just trying to help you out, and he was really down with I'm like, hey, wait, then he's free." I'm like, no, it's not. If you really want to give good advice or guide, and this is hard, just me kind of talking to myself, I'm like, you have to be able to hold a space for someone to do that self-pitying, to go through that self-blame and to point the finger at others. You have to be courageous enough to soften yourself, to listen to somebody talk shit, and to be there for them. They figure it out. And that's not easy. And one of the first people I feel like I want to do that with is my dad. Like, no, I don't want to hear why you maybe cheated on mom or then she did it back to you. And I'm like, but I have to hold a space for him because I don't owe it to him, but if I want to do what I want to do, I want to give him the space to finally talk out. If I have to start there where it's uncomfortable, don't do it. And I hate it. And again, I rambled. What I took over. No. I'm gonna stay quiet now for a bit. So that's what I got.
Not take over. First of all, I'm grown. And I've done overtalk to you several times now, and you haven't been bothered once. Have you noticed it? Have you been like, oh, she's interrupting me. Oh, how rude, she's interrupting me. And if you are, you better say something. No. Live out loud. But have you? I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your stuff. And your rambling was good. It was good rambles. It's still connected to each other.
Thank you.
Especially like holding space for the adults that were in your life at the time, being not the fact that realizing that they weren't grown. Like when as we get older, we realize, oh shit, I don't know nothing. I had my daughter and I was like, oh, I don't all of a sudden know how to be a mom from day to day. Oh shit, my mom was raising me just like this. It's like you get to know so much about them, but yourself when you hold space for those people. And so when people can't hold space, they aren't getting to learn about themselves. And you're willing to go dive in and figure out whatever nitty-gritty it might be. Because it's your parent. Now you're going to have to see them differently. Ooh. Even if it's in a better light, it's different and it's still uncomfortable. The growing pains. Ugh.
Incredibly.
This thing is making noise at me.
I like your braids. You look like Pippi Longstocking.
As older I get, the more
Please start
freckles I
braiding.
get. So it helps me from keeping it tangled, and it's
nice.
my lazy way. So, past or future?
Ooh. Past. That was so begrudgingly the way I said that. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Be yourself. And say sorry to me one more time and see what happens. I do not forgive you. I will never forgive you. There's nothing to be sorry about.
You got good energy.
Thank you. Oh, I was saying this to so I will be saying this to everyone, but in general, I always say thank you instead of sorry now. I used to say I'm sorry, but I'm like thank you for being patient for me. Still, sometimes I say sorry though, so I'm not perfect. I'm not impeccable. I am a human. Okay, past. Was there a moment in your Hercules? Was there a moment in your past that felt like a turning point where everything shifted?
Yeah, I think that happens. That happens a few times.
All right. You said a bunch of times?
Yeah, I think that happens a few times. There are like multiple turning points. But they're like, I guess, significant ones. You want me to talk about them?
You can talk about whatever you want to talk about if you want to talk about them.
Okay. Well, like I said, I guess we'll start with that one. Yeah, at 25. That's just. I guess the main one, where I broke character. I really couldn't more the poker face. I couldn't keep doing it. I did it to protect myself for a really long time, and it worked. But then I was like, oh no, I need to feel, or I'm gonna die. So I need to be moved.
There's not a shame with that.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, see, you got it. You know, you got the gift. I know you do. You felt it.
I mean, well, everybody feels shame about everything. It's not even that special. Anybody could guess that. That's not even anything special. But it's even this, like, the way that you speak it more than anything. Like, you say, I broke character. I couldn't carry it anymore. And the how quickly those words are next to each other. Character, carry, care. And that just, I had to write it down whenever you were saying it. And it's like you were caring for yourself by doing this, by breaking character. You were caring too much about whatever everybody else was thinking and choosing. And honestly, we probably have a lot of similarities. You're just a little bit of everything, aren't you? And just not enough above everything else too. And you're just too much. And you're just, but I like you, but I don't like that. It's a lot of nitpicking and confusing, and you're also a commodity, but also a secret, and it's confusing. So there's a lot of shame in general that's been like instilled in you for a reason. That's because like a lot of the, like especially with 7-2, digging into the taboo and all of that, understanding that shame can be a domain as opposed to just a feeling that you feel. Like Even lack can be a domain of understanding. Sometimes lacking confidence is a bad thing, but sometimes you're lacking narcissism, and that's a good thing. It's not, lack isn't necessarily a bad thing. Shame isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just is an emotion to understand because it's shedding a light on something. Somebody told you at one point, like, you're not allowed to feel. And how dare you feel so much that then you have to need help.
Sorry for the train. I'm listening.
That
Yes,
train,
you're
no,
right.
the train
Yeah,
agrees.
sorry again. You're gonna make me.
It's screaming at you. I know.
Confirmation.
Confirmation scream from
No,
the
but
train.
I know. Thank you. I should need to hydrate. You reminded me. My throat was dry.
Yeah, see, my mouth gets
But I
so
was
dry.
gonna say, thank you for saying that about shame, because I did. I did journal a little bit too last night, a little bit like before we talked. And if I'm going to be honest, yeah, that is another theme, I guess, to throw in there is shame. And what I wrote here was, it's kind of like scattered the way I always write, but I'm like, I needed to feel ashamed in order to move past it, because at the end, it'll have a different name. I'll realize that it was never really shame all along, but it was something else. Or I don't know, because it was always subject to change. Any feeling has the potential to warble into something else. That's the only certainty that
That's
I talk
good.
bullshit
That's
though.
bars,
I don't know about
though. That's bars.
that.
Because shame will have a different name. Oh, it's 11:44 my time on a day of love because
Yeah.
that's a 6, which is love. Okay.
Yeah. That's
But
another
technically,
number,
it is a 7
44.
day for the world.
Hey, really?
7 life path. Mm-hmm.
What does it mean?
What does 7 mean?
Yeah, for the world.
It means analyzation. So numbers are kind of like, each number has like 7, I'll just say 9 words to describe. And then you kind of rearrange them and put them in tonally and contextually. For today, because it's a 2-month for the world and a 7-day and a 9-year, that's a 9, 9, 9. It's a 9 energy altogether. But the day attitude is a 7. So we are letting go of things that are not serving our truest self as a society on this day, because we were destined to. We are letting go of these things so we can start a new cycle.
That's nice.
That's today's forecast on February 14th. You made me
No,
do
I
my
like
Pippi
that.
Stockings.
Adorable. I like that though. You should make that a thing.
Right? Whenever I just...
Forecast.
Oh, I'm getting a tuning in
That,
message.
you're silly.
Thank you. That was actually very validating. I was really trying to get rid of your compliment about saying, "Oh, I have a gift," but then the fact that you said that you journaled last night about shame, that made me so validated. So, thank you for the ego boost. I will do my best to slay it with the surgeon's mercy. 808 is a 7. You're a 7 life path. That is through understanding the energy around you. In every threshold that you go into, everything is a different portal, whether it's a relationship, whether it's literally a door that you're walking through, a new life that you're walking through. But being so mindful of how the energy is being reciprocated back to you is highly, highly, highly important for you. 8 is also an angel. It's a guardian angel number. I think you could think of it as wings. You could think of it as eyes, the infinity symbol. there's lots of things.
Mhm.
But essentially that alchemy stuff that you're talking about, even the 609, that's going to be 6-9, which is alchemy. 6 and 9 are basically the same thing, but different perspectives and still different positions, but still the same thing, depending on chakras. And then the zeros, whenever the zero is there, it means not. It means like almost like there's nothing you can do about it or that you have to do about it. Like you're on the right path. It's 11:47 right now, which is a sneaky 11:11. So essentially, you're on the right path, because you're just doing the thing. You're just doing the thing. That's the life path. You're doing what you're supposed to, and that's why you did get those confirmation numbers. Now, sometimes if you are getting the same number again and again and again, and you are not happy, it is because you are not doing the thing. You haven't done the thing, which is 6 and 9 could be giving too much to other people, loving to people, and not making sure you're getting stuff in return, not making sure that you're getting reciprocations, like almost like, oh yeah, well let me pay you, and it's okay if you don't give me anything, and it's okay if I just want to make sure that you have such a good experience that it's just give, give, give. Even whenever like, but if you don't like somebody, you don't like them. But the people that you care about, you give too much. And it's probably because like you have some nines energy around you, like the 1-9 in your day. So you probably have a good amount of young suffering, good old young suffering, to kind of see the big picture a lot. And then there's also 11, there's 2, there's 4. 4 is highly, highly critical of themselves because it's like you can see every crack in the foundation because you are so, that's a gift of yours, is knowing when things are complete. So you're like, no, because when I roll my marble, it clicks, and I know it's not. It's supposed to be smooth, and so, but you're like, it's a big deal. But everybody's like, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? It's fine. We're walking fine. The tables are even. Like everybody's doing good. You're like, no, because that little crack right there. One day it's gonna snow, and it's gonna get in there. It's gonna crack everything up. We gotta fill it. And you do that with yourself too. And so you give yourself like very little grace. So like the 2 energy is the 222 is saying, hey, give yourself some grace. Be nice to yourself. Okay? Be patient. You're learning. You're figuring it out. Love yourself. Talk nice to yourself. Because also, you wouldn't talk to a 5-year-old like that. You wouldn't talk to a 13-year-old like that. You wouldn't talk to a 20-year-old. You wouldn't talk to an 85-year-old person. You don't care what their age is. You wouldn't talk to a person like the way that you talk to yourself. But here you are. And for no reason, too. You didn't do anything to earn like that amount of bullying either. But, sometimes we have to be like, we've become the bullies to ourselves because we were bullied so often. It's like, if you bully yourself first, at least it won't hurt as bad when other people do it. But you're just still hurting yourself.
Oh yeah, that happens when
I
you're.
rambled.
No. Thank you. No, it's because whenever you ramble, you give me fuel. Sometimes when I ramble, I feel like I give you a little fuel, and then you're gonna. It's a.
Thank you.
You know.
Please ramble.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
It did. It
yeah,
did.
no. I've misused my gifts. I feel like a lot of us have. So that's a lot of the shame, that I carry. Some pain is just so complex, you almost don't have the words. So it's crazy, when you find yourself torn between, I have a job and I maybe don't have a purpose here. You're feeling both wholly at the same time. I almost don't know where I was gonna go with that, but grace That's what it was. I did journal on that too, like a few days ago. I had to repeat to myself, what I need is grace. I need grace. I don't need anything else right now. Nothing else is required of me. And then I realized, yeah, it's important the way that we talk to ourselves. And some people will go, of course you can talk to yourself, just make sure you're not answering back. And I'm like, well, that's the whole point of talking to yourself, is to answer back. So you have to listen to how you talk to yourself. It's important because you're constantly telling yourself stories. At any given moment, you are always telling yourself a story about yourself, about other people. And you have to be careful with, I have to be careful with what energies I'm aligning with. Whatever thoughts come and go, I gotta be careful. I know that, and it's scary, being that sensitive, because you tend to want to really track your thoughts. Sometimes I feel like Monk. I don't know if you know Monk, the show.
I do, yes.
I adore
and it's very
Adrian.
compulsive. Yes.
But then I kind of do that in my head with my thoughts. But it's only because I feel, and I might be delusional, I don't know, but people say the eyes are the windows of the soul. When people say metaphor, I take it literally. Like the way me and my dad talk, we talk in metaphors all the time to each other, and it's like the most flowy language. We say it's the language of the universe, and I believe that eyes are the windows of the soul. And sometimes when I'm around people, I feel like I can see into those windows because the person is the house. And look, it's not that maybe I know all the details, but I can definitely see there's a soda can over there, there's a sofa over there, and it's gray. There's
you can see
something
it's
on the wall
messy in
over
that
there.
house. You can see it's dirty in there.
It's in there. I can see it. Maybe I can't
Sometimes.
pick it up and sniff it, or I know every
Yeah.
detail, but I can see. And it freaks me out, and I just want to come out of my skin all the time. And I'm like, oh, what is happening? I don't know anything. Ugh. It's horrible.
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't know anything, and that's the best way to think, because as soon as you start believing you know anything, then you know nothing. And then it's fine.
That is good.
Yeah. And it's
Once you can say, I don't know shit about shit, it feels liberating. Sorry, I talked over you.
Yeah, it really does. And you're like, and I don't give a fuck if I don't know. It's like sometimes you already have done a lot of work to know enough, and it's about comprehending what you already know and letting that digest into you. It's funny, you were saying something. I wanted to say something about it, but then I said that, and then I was supposed to. It's 11:55 over here, so it's giving me time to digest. I hear you. Agree. Time to digest. We're gonna take a second to digest.
Mm.
You say about knowing you have a job, but not really feeling like you have a purpose. Quite simply, you haven't found the correct job. Then it's not your job. You're doing somebody else's job. Stop doing that. I don't know what your job is. You're gonna figure it out. I mean, it's probably maybe being a window cleaner or something, or maybe like being a realtor. Because I know you speak metaphorically. Because there's gifts for a reason. It's scary, but the only part that's scary to you is the ego that's saying don't grow, because it's comfortable being confused. At least I know how to deal with the times whenever I'm scared right now. Like, it sucks to be scary, but you've seen yourself survive that type of scary. And especially when you have been through a time where you have broken character. and have felt such an amount of like, I just can't do that anymore, it gets scary because that part feels like you're dying and it doesn't feel good. So of course you don't want to go back to that. I mean, some part of you is okay with the adventure of it all. Like you really will be okay. You know what? I'm having an ego death. Don't talk to me. See you in 6 months or whatever. But it is still scary. And you are brave. And you're naturally more of a risk taker, so you have to do bigger things to be brave. Because you're not as scared easily. Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Okay.
I just don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to keep hurting.
You don't want to keep hurting in general, like, because you are hurting right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to hurt other people. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to keep
Shut up.
hurting other people.
You're saying the wrong thing right now. You said, I want to quit hurting. Dead stop. And you said, because you're hurting. Even when you're okay, you are still in pain. You are doing good with all the stuff on you. But it's like, you are downplaying your hurt. I don't know what happened to you, but it was fucked up. And quite honestly, it's like, because you've like known about it, you're like, yeah, and it's this and yeah, but it's not like, yeah, because if somebody told you about that, if somebody at whatever, I don't know if it was young specifically, but if they came up to you and said, this is what happened to me, you wouldn't be like, yeah, whatever. You wouldn't be like, oh, how nonchalant. You'd be like, who are we hurting?
Yeah. Even if I can't physically fight, and I feel so selfish, like hearing that from you, because it makes me feel like I'm taking energy from you, like all this validation. It's lovely that you can give even someone like me a space, little naughty soul like mine. I'm so mean.
So naughty.
I'm so mean to myself.
Tisk. So bad. You're so bad that you even come on here and I yell at you. Oh, you're so bad. Stop it. You're a bully. Quit it. And now you're like, well, I'm a bully. I'm so naughty. No, you're not. You're silly. You're a little silly.
Oh, I'm a kid. I'm a storyteller. I want to giggle all the time. Yeah.
You said you're like a kid.
Mm-hmm. But I'm ashamed of that. Sometimes. Or I want to protect her now, but sometimes it looks like me going feral on people because I really want to protect her, and sometimes it's not always warranted, like the way I come at people, but I'm just learning. I'm just starting to practice how to take care of this little thing, I guess, inside. But yeah, she's been hurt, so I'm reserved and angry, and it's not because I don't have anything to offer, but I'm awkward. I don't really know what conversation is.
You don't know what conversation is. There's something that like this is what's coming up for me when I hear that. Whenever I was a little kid, as I got older, I was always a little bit chubbier, and then even as I was like 14 or so, I would hear my mom say, "Oh gosh, I'm 150 or 160 pounds," and I'd be like, and she'd just be so upset by her weight, but she's like 4 inches taller than me, and I was 10 pounds heavier than her. And by seeing her talk so much about herself, even though she was always telling me how beautiful I was and whatever my size was didn't matter and all of that, she was like, and she really was like, you are beautiful, don't you? Mm-mm. But I still picked it up because she still deemed herself unworthy because of whatever thing. I don't know why that came up, but now I don't know why I even brought it up.
Because I was looking down at my journal and I saw the word mother.
Okay. Thank you. Because I'm like, where am I?
Yeah. That's where you're at. You're tuned in. That's what's happening.
Dang. I'm telling you, I had to braid my hair.
It's your little antennas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom.
My Aquarius. Mama. Say, I'm sorry, Mama. I don't know why that's on me.
Oh, no, because again, you're tuned in. That's why.
What is happening? Tell me what is going on. Tell me what's in your journal. I don't.
No, I don't want to. Okay.
Only if you want to share. Do not ever share anything that you do not want to share, of course.
No, I love my mom. Sorry.
No, don't do that.
I'm gonna just read what's there. The one sentence. It's mother always made me feel like I shouldn't have said that out loud. I shouldn't have done that out loud. I shouldn't have anything out loud. I shouldn't have existed. That's how Mom makes me feel. But I love her.
And earlier I said you need to start living out loud.
Yep. Living juicy.
But that's very hard for you because, like, how dare you be so loud? How dare you make any noise?
Exactly. That's how I feel all the time. There's this big voice in my head that's like, how dare you be that comfortable wearing that skin, carrying those bones? Don't be comfortable. Stop it. I fight that one every day. It's hard to put it on mute.
Yeah.
But
and sometimes you win it. Sometimes it's like a brawl and you're like, okay, I barely won that one. Sometimes it just gets you. But you're winning most days, right?
What do you do?
Sometimes I lose. Sometimes I get my ass beat. Honestly, sometimes it gets me. And a lot of times it doesn't. And one day is going to be the last day that it gets me. And I don't know when it's going to be, but it's going to be one day. And one day I'll feel good enough all the time. But right now, it's just little by little. I feel good enough. And it's by finding the purpose. Like, I really don't give as many fucks about what people say about me because there have been too many times that I have spoken things that have healed people that even if I am a villain in your story, I just don't give a fuck. There's other stories out there. For some reason, you're the villain in your story, and it's usually because, like, especially when the parents like, why are you like this? And it's like, I'm just a baby. Why are you like this? Like, why are you talking to a baby like this? I'm a freaking baby. Who goes up to a baby and is like, you're broken? You're like, I'm a baby. Teach me how to be any part of a human first. Like, I'm learning. Latching is hard. I don't know how to talk. I have to cry to communicate. Like, that shit's confusing. Like, and you're over here mad at me because they haven't worked on their stuff because they're still babies. They're babies.
So it's so crazy, too, that you say that specifically, like latching, because that's one of the very first things that my mom even made me feel guilty about. First of all, that I wasn't a boy. Second of all, she was like, you weren't even latching on properly. And I was like, what is wrong? So I'm the problem? I love her. It hurts because I care. So anyway.
Wow. Because it is, you're like, I was a baby.
It's just me. It's me, Ma. That's what I feel like telling her. Sometimes I want to tell her, like, put your fists down. It's me, Ma.
Yeah.
Just don't. I'm not trying to fight you.
Yeah.
And I think that I tried to recreate situations where I kept finding people like Mama, to try to prove to them I can help you and please don't hurt me at the same time.
Mm.
It's fucked up.
I mean, you know, it's also because the thing about having moms is like they could really fuck up in so many ways, and all they have to do is say, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you. And then we're done. And then we're done. Because, like, we're their babies.
Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, spirit of my spirit. What are you talking about? You're my mom. If you just say the words, you got me again. I'm yours.
Yeah.
You were supposed to fall in love
And
with
a
me,
lot
and
of
you didn't.
times, yeah. And like you like, and she had to, and it's a lot of times too, especially when like, I wanted a son. I wanted a son. She hates herself so much as a woman, and she hates everything about her womanness. That how dare you come out and be a me that I have to deal with again? And when I hate myself so much, and it's like, girl, less transparent, please. Like, but
Now I gotta
it's
tear in your
hard.
vein. Damn.
Yeah. And now you're an adult, and you're like, this is really what this was still. And it's like, is she still with us? Is she still alive? Okay. So it's like a lot of times it's like you see like when they stopped growing. And then you're like, I have surpassed you. And you realize how long ago you surpassed them. Because you've been conscious for a while and she's still asleep. Staying asleep. And she might gain some additional consciousness from you.
We
That's
don't
very
talk.
possible. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
That's
later
what I was
on.
kind of sensing. I was like, maybe if
But
she does some work on her own first, people
exactly.
have to earn that. It's 12-12 as I say this. So it's like if they're gonna do it for themselves, then cool. Like, but what's her sign, if you don't mind me asking?
She's a Leo. We have 3 fire signs under one house. My dad was an Aries. I'm a Sag. She was a Leo. And
He's for sure an Aries and not a Taurus, right?
dad's an Aries. Yeah, he might have Taurus energy, but I
Okay,
don't know.
good.
He's pretty strong.
Okay.
Pretty strong Aries.
Yeah, no, good. But the Leo Sag relationship, Leos are very like, even though they're both fire energy, Leos are very much like a slow, like dull energy, like, but also it is very, ooh, it hurts even more because Leos, oh girl, the way that I've just tried to, I feel for you because it hurts. Your mother wound is so much harder because she is a Leo mother who was led by the heart chakra. So in the ways that she did not lead through her heart chakra, she was doing such a karmic disservice, not just to you, but to the lineage and to her life path. So it's like, damn, it's a heavy burden. It's a heavy burden. And I see you making yourself tiny and small right now and taking up less space because it's like she probably needed a lot of space because she wanted the attention. Because that Leo thing, like, is not a joke. They do like attention and they like to be pretty and they like to be these things, even if they
But I
can't
never
admit
praised
it.
her for it.
Yeah,
I
because
never
you knew
did.
that
I
was in her
always,
nature. You could
yeah,
feel that.
I loved her for it.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is beautiful. To this day, she scares the hell out of me and she makes me really sad and angry. But I can acknowledge she's a witch, man. I'll label her like that. She's
Yeah.
magical. She's beautiful. She's like a
Yeah, she's
child. She
magical.
blossoms like when she's comfortable. She's so
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. And she was a teacher for like 30 some years. And
Mm-hmm.
it was that was her passion, but I feel like there was something else though. And I wish I could have done something to I just wish I could have done something. to help her and to protect myself a little bit more, like around her. But I didn't know.
To be to cautiously, you're a Sagittarius and she's a Leo. You're an older sign than her. Quite literally, she's younger in the zodiac signs.
Oh.
So she's just a more immature soul. Like whenever you give your 10%, that's her 100% almost type of thing. Like almost like a disabled, like this is the ability, the max ability. Granted, with her Leo, if she taps into her heart chakra more, she can definitely awaken, like very rapidly too. Like if she were to take mushrooms one day, like she might just all of a sudden be like, "Oh my god!" and I just let me hug you, my baby. That's very possible. But that's if that's the journey she wants to take. I don't know what her life path is, because if she is also a 7 life path like you, sometimes 7 is like whatever they believe is what they believe. But I don't know. I'd have to know her life path number. But yeah, there are many things. So even the fact that you said she was a teacher for many years, and what came up to me is like, who teaches the teacher? The next iteration, which is the next flame sign, which is Sagittarius. It's Aries, Leo, then Sagittarius. It's the final manifestation of the fire element. So the karmic debt that you're bringing in from your mother's side is
I have this again, I don't know if it's like, I keep censoring myself. I keep wanting to edit my words as I'm speaking because I feel silly, but I like a teacher for me. I wrote it down. I was trying to figure out what it means for me, I guess, to want to be a teacher or a guide, because I know my mom had it in her. And I was like, I think a teacher is just someone who's mastered the art of learning really, really well. And then they can talk about it with others. It's just a master learner. That's a teacher, I think. It's someone who's constantly learning, and they got to check their ego and remember, I'm only learning still. Even if I acquired this knowledge, I'm still learning, still learning. I'm a master learner, not a teacher. And I was like, maybe if I look at it that way, it'll help me and help others. But I still feel, again, it's horrible. Every time I speak on something like that, I'm like, narcissism. No.
And be a narcissist. And then what?
Oh, I guess I'm just a happy asshole because I'm doing what I like.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy. Continue.
But that feels mean.
Who to who?
Yeah.
There you go. Confirmation as we digest.
Yes. Hollering in the background.
They want you to know.
Thank you. I've been wanting to say something. I'm like, it's way past our time.
I didn't have anything else planned for the day. My interviews that's just the event for the day. Because I'm long-winded. It says for an hour because that's just what the block says. I'm too lazy to change it. But it's not gonna like turn us off. So please say what you have to say, or else.
You have a way of making people's inner child feel comfortable, very safe.
Thank you.
Just wanted to say that.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that. I really like the way you said what you said about master learner. I think that's a big reason why there are so many bad teachers out there. And I think that's a big thing karmically that you have to take care of in this lifetime. Because although your mother loves teaching and all of that, there were still all the ways that she did not master learning. She did not put her ego aside. And maybe in teaching, she was able to do that with her students a bit more. And maybe that's why she liked it so much. But she wasn't able to do it at home. She wasn't able to do it all the time. And it was a character. And she often broke her character with you. And it's a shame that the other side wasn't the loving part that she could have been, which was the things that loves herself. She didn't, not a good enough excuse for me to be mean to your kid. Because she was mean. That's just really what it was. And that's not nice. Being mean is not nice. And I don't think teachers should be like that. And if her students knew that she was like that, they wouldn't look up to her the same way. And that's not cool. So in this life path, because of all those things that she failed at, your soul feels the need to take that up. So teaching, master learning, because you have already learned, you've learned a lot. You've learned a lot. Even though you still know nothing. You've learned so much already that you can teach. And when you don't know, you have the integrity to be like, I don't know. Let me figure it out. You're not going to just make something up on the fly so then your ego looks good. You're okay with looking dumb so then you can actually understand something eventually.
And that's only looking dumb to some people, because I don't see myself as dumb, or I try not to, anymore.
Especially asking questions makes people look extra smart. 1222 over here, by the way.
122 here. I like,
Get it too.
I really want to do dream witchery. I feel like that's my main thing.
Part.
I absolutely love it.
Because I be dreaming. And that's so funny. I forgot. You really are. You just are so my cousin. It has to be that. You have to be my cousin. Like, you are very close in the collective. It's like if my cousin and me morphed, you would be us.
Yikes.
Straight up. Yikes. Hey, shut up. I'm cool.
No, come on. Together, though, I was like, ooh, wait, what does that mean?
We did, I don't know if you've seen Dragon Ball Z, but they merged. Anyway.
Oh, shit. I don't know it like that.
I have only seen that part. I don't really watch that. But I've seen in the zeitgeist that anime. Anyway. Okay. I want to ask one last question, and then we're going to wrap it up. Because I will be on here forever, and that will be my problem. Let's see. If you could get a message from the universe about your future, what would you hope it says?
You'll always have a chance. And that's it.
That's a good one. I think that's a good one. And that's the perfect way to end it off for the most, unless you have anything else to add. I think that's a great message from the universe.
No, other than I don't want to be disrespectful, but I would love to nurture the connection.
Yeah, definitely. You're officially a part of the. We've met face to face at this point, so we know each other. We've joked around. We've sweated together. So you're in the inner circle. You have the email address, and but if anything else comes up or anything, just email me. Whatever, let me know. But yeah, it's really been lovely talking and validating for me too. So I really want to thank you for your time and coming on here and being brave and sharing your story and even saying the things that you're like, I don't know if but we're all
Thank you.
doing this thing. Yeah, thank you.
I feel like you've helped me kind of blossom, and I always get so nervous because I'm like, I don't know how to give back now to this person. I feel like I've now taken so much of their goodness for me, and I don't, so I guess I can only pay it forward, but thank
You
you. Just thank
alchemize
you
it.
for doing this for us.
Yeah.
It's a lot
You're
of work.
alchemizing everything that you get. Like you do something with it. You don't just take the water and then pour it on the ground. You're watering your plants, you're making a soup, you're drinking it, whatever you're doing with it, but you're doing something with it. You started posting. That's plenty. I don't really need anything else. Plus I'm posting this. That's even Stevens. Okay? Okay.
Love the human being. Thank you.
So are you. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate you. And then you be blessed. You stay synchronized and whatnot.
Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye.